guitarist Matt Heaton, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the lovely key of A major today. So A major, we're going to start out moving things up and down on the inner three strings. The reason we're doing that is you have a low A here, which is lovely, and you have an E up here, which is also lovely. And if you play those two things, like that's really all you need for A, really. Just get that nice little drone going. But we're going to add some stuff because we're guitar players. I'm not going to start down here for an A. I'm going to start up here for an A. So put your first finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, then the second finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and then the third finger on the 7th fret of the 4th string, right? So you get this. So that is a nice root position A chord. If you want to play a D, which you probably will, you can just put your pinky down. So, you know, you could argue that's a D sus4 chord over an A, sure, but it kind of implies a D. And then for an E chord, you got a couple choices. One is to just slide down and play, so that's on the 6th fret of the 4th string and the 4th fret of the 3rd string. Then you can either put your pinky down, you can either put the 2nd string down with your ring finger or leave it open. It's one way you could do it. Another way you can do it is to play. So this is an E. I'm hopping this finger, the 3rd finger, over to the 5th string on the E. Then I'm muting that D string, hitting a D there, and an E there. Now this chord is related to like this C7 chord, you know? And you could play the whole thing with the dominant 7th, but I find it's pretty thick if you do that, and you may or may not want to. So how do you choose which one? Depends on a lot of things, but one thing is that if the tune is going from A to D straight to the E, then you get to leave that pinky down, which is nice. If it's going maybe from A to D to A to G, A then to E, then this finger becomes kind of a guide, which is nice. So another thing, we're going to expand this idea a little bit. So for you're using 3 strings here to play this chord, right? Anytime you're using 3 strings, you could put them in there could be 3 different orders of them. So this would be the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. If we slide up to here, we can play 3rd and the 5th and the root. So what this is kind of like a D shape with the F sharp below it, but we're doing it all the way up here so that it is an A chord. So top to bottom you got the open E, then the 10th fret middle finger, 9th fret 1st finger, 11th fret 3rd finger, and then the open A. And then if you want to do the similar 1, 4, 5, you can play, put the pinky down on the 12th fret of the D string, and then the E is actually, I'm barring my 1st finger across the 9th fret. And then down here, this is the the out of the box A chord. I can't fit 3 fingers across this, so I do it with 2. I do like finger it like that. So here's another voicing of 3 strings. So now you've got the 5th, then the root, then the 3rd, and then you can play a D chord. You can play that actual D chord, and then the E chord that you may know. Again, but I'm not playing the whole E chord. I'm not doing that, I'm just playing. Now, I don't love this as much as the stuff up here. Just sounds a little nicer to me. But so when you're having a big dramatic A tune, like yum bum 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 ba dee 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 dum ba da da dee da dee da da dum 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 da 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 dum da da dee da da dum yum bum da dee dum dee dum da 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 dee dum da dee dum dee dum dee da dum da da dee da dum. Right? Works great. And that's not using any bass notes at all. So you can, it doesn't matter if you're in drop D or if you're in standard, because we're not even touching the 6th string on that. Perhaps there will be an additional video about some 6th string action, but those are a few A major ideas that I hope you find useful. Thanks again for listening, watching, and thanks to Shannon for letting me talk about guitar on her YouTube channel. Bye.